I want to start with something I need you to understand about why I show up here every single day. I don't create content, I provide value to people who need to grow. In turn, through what I offer them, and I build a system that generates the resources to keep doing it at scale. Every day produces. That is the recalibrated anchor. Not views, not followers, not the validation of an algorithm that changes its rules before you finish learning the previous ones. Daily value, daily production, daily service to the one soul behind the screen who is ready to receive what I am here to offer. Today, what I am here to offer is this: the precise, biological, completely honest reason why some people decide they don't like you before you have finished your first sentence. You've experienced this. I know you have, because the people who find this channel on YouTube, on TikTok, on Rumble, are almost always the ones carrying the specific disorienting confusion of being disliked before being known. You walked into a room, you said almost nothing. You were careful, you were measured, you made no dramatic entrance and no provocative statement. And someone, sometimes multiple people, decided within 30 seconds that something about you required a defensive response. And you have spent hours or days or years trying to identify what you did wrong in those 30 seconds. You did nothing wrong. What happened in those 30 seconds was not special, was not social. It was biological, and understanding the biology permanently dissolves the confusion and permanently ends the self-auditing that has been costing you sovereign energy for years. Here is the mechanism. Your nervous system, the sum total of your regulation, your unresolved patterns, your biological history, your current internal state, broadcasts a signal continuously, not metaphorically. Every room you enter receives that signal before you have consciously done anything, before you have chosen a word or a tone or an expression or a posture. The signal arrives first, and other nervous systems also broadcasting, also scanning, also running continuous threat assessments on every new input in their environment. receive your signal and file an immediate report. For most people, most of the time, that report is neutral, familiar enough, safe enough, unremarkable enough that the social interaction can begin on relatively even ground. But for some people, your signal produces an immediate, visceral, completely involuntary defensive response. Not because you are threatening in any conventional sense, but because your specific frequency, the quality of your regulation, the coherence of your internal state, the particular combination of clarity and groundedness that your nervous system broadcasts when it is operating from its natural baseline lands in their system as disruption, specifically as a mirror. Your regulated, coherent, grounded frequency arrives in their dysregulated system and does something no conscious social skill could either produce or prevent. It reflects, it shows them, not through words, not through actions, not through anything you chose to do. The distance between where they are internally and where your frequency is pointing, and that reflection, involuntary, immediate, arriving before a single word is exchanged, produces the response. Some people respond to that reflection with curiosity, with the desire to understand what you carry and how you carry it. Those are the people who become your tribe, the ones who recognize in your frequency something they are also moving toward. Other people respond to that reflection with a defensive hostility, with the immediate need to discredit, dismiss, or distance themselves from the mirror before it shows them something they are not yet ready to see. Those are the people who decide they don't like you before your first sentence is finished. Their dislike has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with what you make unavoidable for them to see about themselves simply by existing in your natural state. This is the thing I need you to receive completely before we go further. The intensity of someone's instant negative reaction to you is directly proportional to the size of the gap between where they currently are and where your frequency is pointing. The stronger the instant dislike, the more immediate, the more disproportionate, the more inexplicable by anything you actually did, the larger the gap your presence just made visible to their nervous system. In other words, the people who dislike you most instantly are often the ones who need what you carry most urgently. They just aren't regulated enough yet to receive it without the defensive response. I look at what I am building here with complete honesty and complete clarity. 200 subscribers on YouTube, 178 followers on TikTok, Rambo's building from zero, 27 people who found the free reset, one who walked the complete path. Building this system from €23 toward 250,000 euro by September 2027. Every day produces, every video is value deposited into a system that serves the people who need it and generates the resources to keep serving them at greater scale. The gap between tens of thousands of views and 27 people who moved is this exact mechanism running digitally. Most people encounter this content and their nervous system runs the same defensive physical rooms. The frequency is too coherent, the mirror is too clear, the reflection is too close to something they are not yet ready to examine. So they scroll past, or they watch without moving toward, or they return repeatedly 10, 20, 50 times, watching from the safety on the observer position because the observer position doesn't require them to do anything with what they see. That is not failure. That is a nervous system protecting itself from a reflection it isn't ready to hold yet. But here is what I know about the ones who do move. The 27 people who found the free reset didn't do so because they were braver than the tens of thousands who didn't. They did so because something in their system had reached the specific threshold where the discomfort of staying exactly where they were became larger than the discomfort of looking directly into the mirror. And that threshold is different for every nervous system. There is no external pressure that reliably moves someone across it. There is only the accumulation of their own internal readiness meeting the right reflection at the right moment, which is why every day produces, which is why showing up consistently, not chasing the algorithm, not performing for the crowd, not engineering viral moments, but producing genuine value for the one soul who is at their threshold today. The only strategy that actually works at the level of genuine transformation. The mirror practice was built for the exact moment of threshold crossing, for the nervous system that has accumulated enough readiness to look into the reflection, but needs a stable, sovereign biological protocol for holding what it sees without the defensive response collapsing the whole process. It is not a course, it is not a program with modules and milestones. It is a biological anchor for the moment between seeing and receiving, between recognizing and integration, between the instant dislike that was protecting you from your own reflection and the sovereign clarity that becomes available when the protection finally stands down. 27 people have crossed the threshold. One has integrated the complete reflection. The reset is free. 1 minute of direct contact with your own signal, not the defensive story your nervous system runs about other people's reactions to it. The full mirror practice is €19. It is the complete architecture for the nervous system ready to stop being destabilized by rooms that couldn't hold its frequency. You are never the problem in those rooms, so you were the mirror, and the people who reacted most strongly were the ones whose own reflection arrived most clearly. Stop shrinking the signal to manage their response. The right people don't need your smaller. They need you at full frequency. Drop frequency in the comments if you have spent years trying to identify what you did wrong in rooms that simply couldn't hold what you carry. I am Tudor. My anchor is recalibrated. Every day produces. I'll see you at full signal.